Okay, so I wanted to do this, been wanting to do this for a long time because I'm getting a lot of questions from people that are curious to know what my opinion is on the type of running shoe they should purchase. And I know that it seems like I've been a little evasive, and I'm not trying to be like that, but let me just offer you this. Let's just say, for example, I would tell you to buy an Ultra. Just across the board, suggest to you a particular brand of shoe. The unfortunate end in that is that all of the manufacturers of running shoes are interested in selling shoes to as many people as they possibly can, which means they're trying to suit all needs or desires. And then they develop these marketing gimmicks to get you excited about a particular brand or a particular model of shoe. And as is evident, if you saw the new Hoka shoe that came out with that nasty looking sole underneath it, I mean, what is that all about? Please. So let's just say I would suggest to someone, get a Hoka, or buy an Ultra, or buy a Nike. When some of these manufacturers actually do have shoes that are very, very efficient. And then they have a lot of shoes that are terrible. And again, they're trying to placate the desires of the masses. They're not really interested in trying to show you what kind of shoe you should be running in. So, here's what I want you to think about when you're ready to get yourself a new pair of shoes. A, are you able to make a transition to a zero-drop shoe? Do you have any dysfunction in the way your feet interact with the ground? Are your ankles too rigid? Are you having problems with the bottom of your feet? Plantar fasciitis, Achilles tendonitis, all these itises that people are facing with their running generally is not a function of the shoe. It's got to do with the way you're moving and the way you're making ground contact. So, number one thing you need to do is you need to address the way you're moving. And through that, you're going to get a lot of creative license on the type of shoe that you can afford to wear. And I'm not talking about the money. In a perfect world, and I'm going to say that twice, in a perfect world, you would want to be in a shoe that is not going to overly influence your movement patterns. You don't want a shoe that's going to try to influence stability, mobility, or offer you any kind of cushion to protect you from the ground. That's the responsibility of your feet. If you get to a place where you develop good functional movement patterns, if you get into a place where your feet are doing what they were designed to do, you get a lot of latitude with the type of shoe that you can purchase. So, having said that, the things you need to worry about are protect your feet. Don't cramp your toes in the toe box. You need a nice broad toe box to let your toes splay out naturally. And I know for a lot of you this feels really weird at first because you're so accustomed to what we've been wearing for so many years, which is shoes that want to point you. And I've said this many times, it's kind of a joke. My big toe isn't in the middle. It's out here on the side. It wants to have, your toes want to have room to splay. This is the way they start to interact and start to cause contractile forces in the ground to stabilize your midfoot, to stabilize your foot on ground contact. And if you cramp them, you get stuck. Try to imagine duct taping your hand and leaving it duct taped so the fingers can't splay out for a week. And then I want you to take the tape off and try to write your name with your hand and see how much functionality you get out of your grip. It's not going to work. So don't do this to your feet. Allow your feet to splay. Now, zero drop shoes are amazing if you're prepared for them. There are a lot of different ways you can measure your capacity to get to that position. But if you're not there, if you're finding that you're very tight through the heel cord, you need to go to work on that. It doesn't mean that you need to get a shoe that's going to placate that and put you up on a ledge, because that's going to throw your balance off. It's going to screw everything up. Okay, so protect your feet. Get a toe box that opens up for you. Go to work on your feet. Go to work on correcting the problems you're facing with your feet, and things are going to be amazing. And if you get a chance to, when all this blows over, when all this crap with this coronavirus is done, come to one of my running clinics. I'm going to help you get there.